Good blessed Sunday morning, September the 22nd, 2024. The time being 10:15 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't even matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. You have a freedom of press, you have a freedom of speech, you have a freedom to protest, you have a freedom to gather, and you have a freedom to associate. If you on probation or parole or you a felon in some places, and it all depends who you are, like Donald Trump, Rodney Jones, or Lester Gillespie, you may not have to do what I'm going to tell you have to do if you're a felon or on probation or parole. If you're a normal felon on probation or parole, you would have to consult with your probation officer or your parole officer to see if you all are able to associate while y'all on probation or parole. Or if you're a felon, you check with your local law enforcement officials and see is it legal for felons to gather together or protest. But what I want to just talk about briefly, I just want to talk about why is so many crimes is being inactive here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, West Side Black community. When you have a corrupted police department ran by somebody like Robert Bobby Hearns, who live off his family name. His uncle was Warren Hearns, governor here at in Charleston, Missouri. His wife, Bobby Hearns, Warren Hearns' wife, Betty Hearns, was a one-time Missouri state representative. He living off their name. You got Brenton Farrow, who was born with nothing. He forgot he came from what they call the hood. You see what I'm saying? He just happened to be adopted by some rich people because he didn't have a damn thing neither. But you can't take none of that damn money, no matter how many millions you got. You can't take that shit to hell with you. Satan check all that in. But anyway, when you got criminals like that running law enforcement, and then you got Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County 33rd Circuit Court ran by corrupted judges, and then you have what you call NAACP that's supposed to be standing for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. It's for the advancement of Lester Gillespie and all of his program that he have. And all you got to do is just take a look. How many people that you know can have all these vans that you're going to see in this thing? You see what I'm saying? And they was running around here like you in the project. Well, I ain't going to say the projects, but when I came up in the project, sometimes you cut the lights on, roaches running everywhere. But anyway, them vans was running around like crazy. The C.F. Bauer Center was full of them. But when I got to exposing them like I did Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, Susanna Wesley Learning Center used to be full of sheriff, police cars, and all that there. You see what I'm saying? While they teaching the white children's first responder and taking them to places where they'll be able to go to college, they giving the black people free lunches. They breeded less than the rest of these Negroes, house Negroes, you want to bring free lunches. You can get you millions of dollars. You see, Lester Gillespie, them vans, after I got to putting it on my YouTube, it exposed him because the people that he was letting drive the vans, they wasn't qualified to drive them. So now all you see him with is one van riding around now, and I don't even know if this individual is qualified to drive them. But I want y'all to just pay a close attention. That's why the crimes is in here. It took the feds in 1997 to get Lester off the streets. The sheriff's department, the police department, the NAACP, black and white leaders, none of them care about what Lester doing. They don't care about what he doing now. Long as he try to talk about me, but I told him, produce anything you say about me, all the negative things you say about me, and I'll leave town. You told me to name 2 things that I did besides expose people. I stood up against y'all. You, Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, the 33rd Circuit Court here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, black and white leaders, the prosecuting attorney's office. I stood up against the NAACP. All of y'all, when y'all took my daughters, May the 19th, 2008. I'll never forget it. They was 1 and 2 years old. Y'all traumatized them. 70 days and 70 nights, they was out in the wilderness in Chicago, knowing they shouldn't have been with their mother. But y'all rather to see them out in the wilderness, knowing that they might die out there, than to be with a father that's a strong, black, intelligent man that ain't scared of none of y'all. Ain't scared of you now. Y'all telling me to meet you in certain places at night. I'm ready to meet you there. Come on. Bring your sharpshooters. You see, God got all of y'all. But I stood up against all of y'all and got my children's back. But y'all watch these videos. Ask why is all them vans just sitting? If he been an active for 28 years, he should have at least 28 drivers. I've been doing this here for 28 years, and I've been doing that. I got my children's back, Lester. I got them damn dogs off the street in the black community, Lester. They coming back, and I believe you and some of these racist white folks is bringing them over here, and other people think the same thing. I stood up against some of these multi-millionaire, million-dollar corporations, Lester, successfully. And I'm going to bring you down successfully, the legal way. You see what I'm saying? Anything I say about you, Lester, and the rest of these people, everybody that I spoke about, you see they gone. You had Dan Kane, the prosecuting attorney, helping you out. But where is he at now? He in the cemetery. He can't help. He can't give you no advice from the cemetery. And God gonna take you and your family down and all them people that's working with you, Lester. Can I say peace be still? Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Me and my youngest daughter was talking about that today. Peace out. Hidden back in the wilderness. Criminals. Black criminals, or black criminal. Now, how many of you all know the qualifications of a 14 and 15 seat passenger vans? All these belong to Lester Gillespie. That's 1, 2, 3 with a name on it. Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority gave them that. This is supposed to be the Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center and Corporation right here. But I'm going to tell y'all a story about this here in a minute. Y'all to see something else. Y'all know it's a group of us that's NAACP, congressmen, representatives, and a lot of other people is trying to get the halt on the execution of a state of Missouri inmate that's on death row. This individual here is running for governor in the state of Missouri, which is on Lester Gillespie. This is something Lester Gillespie put up. Lester Gillespie don't supposed to have nothing to do with voting. That's Mike Kehoe. He guaranteed if he is elected, because the governor partial, he's not running again because he hadn't ran all his terms. He said that he's going to make sure Marcellus is executed, even though they have DNA to prove that he wasn't, his DNA wasn't on the murder weapon. That's Lester Gillespie. I'm just showing y'all all this here for a reason. Show you something else. Right down the street, right by that sign, Lester Gillespie. But this is something else. See, Lester Gillespie got all this here in the black neighborhood. Now, he had ample enough time to put this here up if you're talking about saving the community, why don't you make another banner? Is that costing you too much money and spell village right? Because village is not spelled Villiage. That go to show you what you think of the community. Let me go down to where he was caught up with voter fraud right down the street. Straight ahead, that's his buddy Rodney Jones, who probably gonna give y'all pumpkins, truckloads of pumpkins coming up next month for Halloween. For those of you all celebrate Halloween, witchcraft. That's another one of their cronies there, Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. I thank God that I helped get the government to cut their funds, because they ain't doing nothing in the black community neither, but getting money, just like Lester Gillespie. Right across the street here, Rodney Jones. This is just some of the property that the city been letting Rodney Jones and Lester Gillespie buy out. But right down here, this is where Lester Gillespie got caught up with voter fraud. You see the Charleston, Missouri Police Department or the Sheriff's Department, the NAACP, none of these other so-called leaders, they didn't care about what he was doing. Right here, this used to be what they call gasomet. Y'all look it up, Google it up. Voter fraud in Charleston, Missouri, 1997. Now let me go tell the story concerning Lester Gillespie. But you remember the one house, the one spot where you seen the banister that's misspelled with village in the right before we got to it, the sign for governor, the Republican governor. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. If you is against crime, I'm with you. But anytime a governor is backing a president like Donald Trump, who been convicted of 34 felonies, something wrong. But that's by Lester Gillespie being a felon, that's what he going with. But that house, where that close to that sign was, 603 Lee Street here in Charleston, Missouri, is where Lester Gillespie was trying to force his way into the house, where he was renting to a female that wouldn't lay with him, so he get her out. If you follow the story on that female, Lester Gillespie and the law enforcement here in Charleston, Missouri, and the court system and the NAACP and some of these black and white leaders here in Charleston, Missouri, they helped get her children taken away. They did me the same way. But I fought. I was a man that wasn't scared to die for my two children. But in that house where Lester got that sign, that banister, and that sign for governor, it ain't down there where he live at. This is in a black neighborhood where he got it at. It ain't down there in the white neighborhood where Lester live at, because they already know who they voting for. But Lester tried to force his way in, y'all.
Did you get everything you need, sir?
Yeah, is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we go leave together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you...
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
This is my house.
You own the house, but you rent it.
Stop it.
Fred. Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going to do.
I'm going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call first. I can call Brett.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing. This is what you're doing. You getting on to everybody. But you getting on to everybody.
No, an assault.
You getting on to
and a
everybody.
burglary, because you can't go into your house if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was closed.
The door was open, but she was
standing right there. And I asked her, we coming in.
You pushed it open.
You said she was a
Now
sheriff.
we can do this. You can leave, or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
Okay.
Now we up here at the C.F. Bowen Center, formerly known as the Lincoln School. It's the only place where blacks could go to school until 1961, because the whites that was running this town, Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, didn't allow blacks to go to what they called back then the Charleston Consolidated School number 7, which is known as the Charleston R1 School District today. Look up Davis versus Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Board of Education, or David versus the Charleston R1 School District, and you will see the story. But this is connected with the Housing Authority. You seen that blue van in Lester Gillespie's yard with them other vans. It used to be in here. It used to be the van that the Charleston Missouri Housing Authority used to use to go inspect. Now, if Charleston Missouri Housing Authority was done with that van, how did Lester Gillespie, who has multiple organizations, get that van? When you got poor people all over the place. I thought when Paul Page, who used to be the executive director for the Charleston Missouri Housing Authority for 32 years and didn't do nothing but steal and didn't bring safety to the Charleston Missouri Housing Authority residents. I thought when he retired in April of this year, 2024, I thought it was going to be a change with Stephanie Thomas, who's the executive director now. But I see it wasn't no change. How would you get that to an individual? How would y'all continue to let Lester Gillespie work out of this building when he's a felon that committed voter fraud? And not only that, you seen what he done to me over here back in August the 26th, 2023, when I was over there minding my own business, and he came all the way from over here because I was videoing when my uncle was having his funeral because I wasn't able, I'm barred from this place. They say I'm a threat, but I'm an activist. But he came all the way from down there, all the way down there, all the way around there, all the way down here. He had me cornered in with his truck like they did Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. And he came and arrested me for 9 minutes. How is he still doing these programs? But what I want y'all to see is this place here on the outside of this fence, and the inside, it used to be crowded with those type of vans that Lester got from different people. But guess what? Lester Gillespie was running a criminal organization that when you have a van like that transporting 15, 14 people, most times it's 15 with a driver, you have to, it's required in the state of Missouri that you have a E-license. That's what I obtained, E-license. You need that to drive the ambulance. You need to deliver food and things like that. It all depends on the size of the vehicle. I think it's 26,000 pounds or less. You see, I got to exposing them because people that was riding in some of these vans said that people didn't even have license, let alone E-license. People was drinking. But you notice all them vans sitting in his backyard now is because I've been exposing them. All them vans he got, they said he's been an activist for 28 years. If you've been an activist here in Charleston, Missouri for 28 years and you getting all that government money, millions of dollars, why can't you get drivers for all them vans? You know why? Because you had disqualified drivers, people with no driver's license. You had drug dealers, alcoholics, driving them vans, taking our children around. How could you put 20 people in a 14-seated vehicle? How could you put 20 in there? Easy. That's what Lester do. That's what Lester do. Lester is a criminal. And those of y'all that don't like me talking about him, ask him why ain't nobody driving them other vans. He got all them grant money. See, the girl that he was trying to force out of that house when the deputy was there, she was telling the stories. She helped him with getting them vans. You see, it took the feds to get Lester off the streets. It took the feds to get those that Lester associate with off the streets. When you got criminals that's running the sheriff department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, criminals running the police department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, NAACP, that's criminals. You look at the NAACP members, and you will be guaranteed, you do some research, most of all of their family is the ones that's in the jails for killing other blacks, selling drugs to other blacks. They ain't gonna go against these other criminals with the badges. Hell, look what that sheriff just did in Kentucky to the judge. They said it was some type of sexual thing going on in the chambers. That's going on down here. Lester and Rodney Jones has committed many crimes against blacks. But what it is, they say by the NAACP. The NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri, you would be better off joining the Ku Klux Klans because you know what the Ku Klux Klan's gonna do. I'm gonna leave for now, but I ain't gonna never stop. You see, Lester Gillespie and his family, they don't live in the black neighborhood where I just took y'all to, where they got all them vans piled up, where they make their millions of dollars. They don't live in the black community. That's where they make the millions of dollars, like I said. Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, they don't live in the black community. But that's where they make their millions of dollars. But you know, thanks to these videos, they done cut them millions. They done cut them millions down. Them grants done came down. Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center parking lot used to be real crowded at one time. Used to be real crowded at one time. How you doing? It used to be real crowded at one time, but it ain't. But I'm taking you down this way, you know. Gillespie, this is going to the where probably 100% whites live down here. And I ain't got nothing against whites. You know, I got whites that we communicate with. Some don't communicate with me. That's their prerogative. You see what I'm saying? But this is where Lester live at. Lester live down in this area. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see none of them signs that he have in the black community to vote for that guy, Mike Kehoe. You ain't gonna see none of that. You know, he live down here by the police station. You see what I'm saying? All this here. Down in this area. Now, you tell me if you see any of these signs out here saying vote for Mike Kehoe. Vote for Trump or any of that. You don't see none out here, do you? You don't see none out here. You don't see none of them damn vans piled up out here neither, do you? You ain't gonna see none of that. They keep all of their stuff. They make their millions of dollars in the black community, and then they come out here and live nice. But God gonna deal with it sooner or later.
Everything you need, sir.
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we go live together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
First of all,
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
This is my house.
You own the house, but you rent it, sir.
Stop it.
Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're going
I'm
to do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm going to call first. I can call Brett.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened
to
that door 'cause she was
everybody.
in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind us,
everybody.
so you committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
The door
closed.
was open, but she was
And
standing
she was
behind it,
standing
and
right
you pushed it
there.
open.
And I asked her, we coming in.
You pushed it open.
You said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me now.
Everywhere I be, you see the police, they made the little turn, they trying to, you know, they see me, they make a detour. Robert Hearns having them to stay out of sight of Raymond Lewis Ivy. But I got a detector anytime a Charleston, Missouri police department personnel or vehicle, the same with a sheriff, Mississippi County, Missouri sheriff, sheriff or sheriff deputies, vehicles or personnel, with the exception of a couple, come anywhere near me or my property, I got something to go off. Mississippi County Sheriff. No, that's the Charleston Police Department. I'm hoping, let's see what's going on. Which way are they going here? Going over the bridge. So it must be something happening on the I-57 northbound. They didn't go over the viaduct, which is boomland. Let me ride my bike down and check it out. It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.